How Harrison Ford helped his 1923 co-star through a difficult season 2 scene. He kissed me on the cheek. 1923 star Brian Girardi details the touching way co-star Harrison Ford helped him through a particularly tough scene. Star Wars legend Ford was brought on to give Taylor Sheridan's Yellowstone prequel some star power, alongside Oscar winner Helen Mirren. 1923 Season 2 brings back both Ford and Mirren as embattled husband and wife ranchers Jacob and Cara Dutton, along with a solid supporting cast that includes Girardi as Zane Davis, the Duttons' loyal ranch foreman. His 1923 role as Jacob's able employee actually led to Girardi sharing one touching moment with Ford, as he related recently in an interview with Screen Rant, detailing how the older star helped him get through a difficult scene by kissing him on the cheek. Girardi also recalls some of the funny lines Ford uses to let the director know he and his fellow actors are prepared to shoot. Ford's Jacob is a key player in the drama set to unfold in 1923 Season 2, and audiences can expect top-notch work from Ford, who has grown as an actor according to his co-star Mirren. Just how much Ford has grown was related by Mirren in a talk with WSJ earlier this month, which he spoke on the source of her co-star's increasingly sensitive acting, referring back to a 1923 season, one scene that saw Ford's character bloodied and near death, and how the scene paralleled Ford's real-life 2015 plane crash. 1923 star Brandon Sklenar echoed Mirren's sentiments about Ford, applying them also to Mirren, in a 2024 interview with People where he talked about the wisdom his veteran co-stars have imparted to him. Girardi's latest remarks only serve to re-emphasize what an important presence Ford is among the cast of 1923. In addition to the wisdom and experience he brings to the table, he also brings a supportive nature and some amusing granddad jokes to help lighten the mood when needed. Recently released 1923 Season 2 trailers confirm that the drama will continue for the Duttons when the Paramount Plus show returns. Drama is what the Sheridanverse is all about, and having an actor of Ford's stature in the cast lends the proceedings a credibility that is hard to obtain otherwise. In addition to bringing more eyes to the show, thanks to his legendary status, Ford plays a great behind-the-scenes role, helping everything run smoothly from a production point of view. In the bustling world of Hollywood, where stars rise and fall, the bonds forged on set often transcend the limits of mere professional courtesy. Few relationships exemplify this sentiment as perfectly as the one between Harrison Ford and his 1923 co-star, who recently revealed a deeply personal story about how Ford helped her through a difficult moment during the show's intense second season. It's a tale of kindness, support, and camaraderie that speaks volumes about the kind of person Ford is, both on and off screen. The scene in question was emotionally challenging for Ford's co-star, who was facing a particularly vulnerable moment in the series. Set against the rugged, unforgiving backdrop of 1920s Montana, 1923 offers a gritty look at the lives of the Dutton family as they navigate the perils of the frontier. The show's second season dives deeper into the characters' inner struggles, particularly for Ford's co-star, whose character is placed under immense emotional and physical duress. But it wasn't just the weight of the scene that made it difficult, it was the personal toll it took. The actress had already been dealing with some personal challenges, and the intensity of the moment she had to film seemed to be the final straw. As she approached the scene, anxiety and fear of the vulnerability she would need to display started to overwhelm her. The pressures of the profession, compounded by her personal life, were proving to be almost too much to bear. In the midst of this, Harrison Ford, who has built a legendary career on playing strong, heroic characters, revealed a side of himself few have had the privilege of witnessing. Ford, known for his roles as the adventurous Han Solo and rugged Indiana Jones, is often seen as the epitome of tough guy charisma. However, on the set of 1923, he showed his true strength in a much more subtle way, through empathy and genuine support for his fellow cast member. The actress remembers the moment clearly. As they prepared to film the challenging scene, she could feel herself starting to spiral. She was overwhelmed with fear, worried that she wouldn't be able to portray the raw emotion required, or worse, that her personal struggles would show through on screen. Sensing her distress, Ford approached her with a quiet confidence and understanding. Without making a spectacle of it, he simply said, "We've got this." But that was just the beginning. Harrison Ford didn't stop there. As the cameras rolled, the actress found herself in the midst of a particularly delicate moment. Her character was facing a heartbreaking confrontation with a loved one. In the heat of the scene, when everything seemed to hang in the balance, Ford did something that completely changed the course of her emotional journey. He broke character for just a moment, leaned over, and kissed her gently on the cheek. It wasn't a romantic gesture or a scripted action. It was an act of compassion, a silent way of telling her that it was okay, that she wasn't alone. In that moment, it wasn't just a kiss. It was a reassuring gesture of human connection, a way of telling her that they were in this together. The actress later described the kiss as one of the most powerful moments of her career, not because of its romantic connotation, but because it was a pure expression of support from a seasoned actor who understood what it was like to carry the weight of a difficult scene. The kiss on the cheek wasn't just a spontaneous act. It was emblematic of Ford's deep understanding of the human experience. Over the course of their work together, Ford had become a mentor to her in ways that transcended the professional. He offered advice not only on acting, but on how to navigate the pressures of the industry, where moments of doubt and insecurity are common. Ford, who had himself weathered the ups and downs of a decades-long career, seemed to instinctively know how to offer his co-star exactly what she needed without being intrusive. In a recent interview, the actress reflected on the impact of that moment. She recalled how Ford's gesture allowed her to tap into a deeper well of emotion, which ultimately made the scene much more powerful than she could have imagined. "It was a turning point for me," she admitted. "That kiss on the cheek was like a bridge over my own fear. It gave me the strength to lean into the scene in a way I hadn't been able to before." The scene that had once seemed insurmountable became one of the most emotionally charged and genuine moments of the season. It was a testament not only to the power of great acting, but to the importance of human connection on and off screen. The bond between Ford and his co-star, forged in the crucible of their shared experience, allowed them to create something truly special, a scene that resonated with viewers on a deeply emotional level. But beyond the success of the scene, what stood out most was the lasting impact of Ford's kindness. The actress has said that it completely changed her outlook on what it means to be a part of a collaborative project. She no longer saw her work as something to be done alone, but as a shared experience, where the well-being of her fellow actors and crew members mattered just as much as the performance itself. Ford had set a new standard for what it meant to be a supportive and compassionate colleague. Ford's thoughtful gesture during that difficult scene speaks to something much larger than the confines of Hollywood. In an industry often criticized for its cutthroat nature and the pressure it places on its stars, Ford's actions serve as a reminder that true greatness is not just about fame or accolades. It's about lifting others up, offering support when it's needed most, and remembering that everyone, no matter how successful, faces their own battles. In the years to come, when people look back at the making of 1923, it will be easy to remember the spectacular landscapes, the compelling storylines, and the unforgettable performances. But for one actress, what will stand out the most will be the kindness of her co-star, Harrison Ford, who in a fleeting moment of compassion helped her through one of the toughest challenges of her career. And in doing so, he left an indelible mark, not just on the show, but on her life as well.